let's welcome Who's That Meta Deck? Good day, Tamers. Welcome to an episode with Who's That Meta Deck with me, Gear Swiftly. So, we're going to go through Purple, the Queen's Reigns Eternal. So, this is a fun deck that we've been looking at. As we all know, there is this BT5 Lilith loop that's going to happen. Not necessarily tier 1, but it's still pretty fun. It looks like it can get the ball rolling, but it is very niche on when you're going to actually get access to your cards and how you can roll. So we're going to have a look through what you can do, see how we can do it, and hopefully have a bit of fun in the process. The Big Trouble from Little Sources. So the babies. Now, normally you only run 4 in this deck because you only really want to see the Demimeramons. But for now, I've put the Pagumon in there just in case you do want to trash more cards to your trash pile, because you kind of just want to get trash into your trash pile, which is pretty good. Obviously, Demimeron gives the idea that you draw one and you can put one in there, so you are, essentially going, 1 for 1, whereas Pagu is essentially just throwing cards into the trash, which can obviously be a bit of a hindrance. Purple doesn't really have a good 5th card currently. I mean, if you get something else like Demimeron, maybe it's a draw 2, trash 1, draw 2, trash 2, draw 2, trash 3. Something that does kind of give you more recursion. But it could be pretty good in the future. Let's talk about the rookies now. So the rookies do have a few different things, and we'll go over those during the player's choice. But for now, this is the deck options I'm picking. We have 4 Gabumons because they have the on deletion. Draw 2 and then trash 1. Candamon, just a super duper cheap rookie to throw down the field when we can. Labramon, on play, trigger draw 1 and then trash 1 card. Which again, this is what you want to do. You just want to be able to look at things and throw it into the trash. Look at things and throw it into the trash. Look at things and throw it into the trash. You don't mind if you smash this into a security and it dies. Then we're going to play 2 Gazimons just because memory gain is still quite a big thing. And there are decks out there that are trying to abuse memory gain still. So it's nice just to have this little stop. No more. And Gazimon fits it just fine. As I said, we'll go over the other choices you can use for your rookies in the player's choice. Champions, those Twisted Fire Starters. The decks I have seen have been running these 3 cards as well as the Valmons, but the instances you want cheap distribution sources, which is your Meramons. Your blocking Devimons are also a very cheap distribution source as well. And then you have the Myceamons here as a cheap level 4 cost with jamming. Again, this is just early game, so you can try and get into the security before they've got blockers up, just so you can get a little bit more tempo, because again, Purple looks to set up a bit more than most other decks. Purple is very similar to Yellow in the sense that how it wants to set things up. It just doesn't always get a chance to set things up because Yellow gets to have recursion for security recovery, whereas Purple currently doesn't. Although that could be something different in the future from things that have been on the grapevine, so we shall see soon enough, I suppose, if that's going to happen or not. Now, let's have a quick look at our ultimate lineup. So this ultimate lineup is a bit different, but you'll see why it kind of works later on. So you're going to have 2 Chimeras, 2 Blackwall Growls, and then 4 Lady Devimons. So the Chimeras are here are just for on play. You may delete one of your other Digimon to delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. This is just so you have a bigger body on the field while your opponent loses their big body on the field. Yes, you are throwing away a level 3. Normally that's what it would be. But there's quite a few things in this deck that will let you recur that level 3 back later on. Blackwall Growlmon. Digiburst free. You may play 1 level 3 purple Digimon card from your trash without paying a memory cost. Any on-play effects don't matter. This is just good again, so maybe you want to do this, and then you'll throw down the Chimeramon, and then you can do some other stuff. There are obviously a few things that happen later on in the deck that we'll go over that may help this out a bit more, but we'll see when we get there. You may delete 1 of your other Digimon to unsuspend this Digimon. It's nice to have recurring attack patterns, and in all fairness, we all like the idea of throwing in 2 hits or destroying something and then going for security. And then Lady Devimon has more synergy with the main keeper of this deck, which would be Lillithmon. And that is when Digivolving, draw 2 cards and then trash 2 cards. Again, we just want stuff in our trash. At this point, we should hopefully have maybe 6 or 7 trash if this is our first card sort of lineup. And then Lady Devimon, your turn, once per turn, when you use an option card, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. Again, this is very good. This is going to stop Rookie Rush a little bit. This is going to stop your opponent if they have to set up outside of their breeding area because they've already got a level 3 Digimon in there but no level 4s, and they're thinking, you know what, it's worth me just putting something else on the field. Well, here you go. You're going to stop that extra play. And then we go to our Queen, Lillithmon. So Lillithmon here is going to be the 4 of in this deck, and I'm going to have 2 Chaos Gallimons in this deck. And this is just because of how it recurs. So Lillithmon, when you Digivolve, if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, you may return up to 2 purple option cards from your trash to your hand. And then your turn, once per turn, when using option cards, you can gain 2 memory. So what you do here is you just cycle through Jack Raid. So use Jack Raid, you get your memory back up, you Digivolve into Lillithmon, you get your Jack Raids back, you use your Jack Raids again so you're gaining more memory back as it goes over. And then on the other hand of Chaos over here, what you do is when you Digivolve, you may delete one of your other Digimon, delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. Similar effect as Kumimon. And then your turn, once per turn, when one of your other Digimon is deleted, you may play a level 3 Digimon card from your trash without paying its memory cost. Any on-play effects though do not activate. So these do quite synergize very well with each other. Lillithmon will just constantly recur more and more and more memory, and Chaos will just basically put more bodies on the field with destroying things as well, which is very useful. And then after this we then go over to the... Then we're playing 4 level 7s. We're playing the Omnimon Zawert, and this is because 1, it's a hell of a big stick, and 2, when Digivolving, trash the top 3 cards of your deck. Then you may play up to 2 black or purple Digimon cards with a play cost of 8 or less from your trash without paying their memory cost. Now people ask the question, I'm just going to say this now, this is individually, so as long as they both cost 8 or less, you can play them. This isn't accumulative, this isn't like one costs 5, one has to cost 3, one costs 4, the other one has to cost 4, one costs 2, the other one costs 6. No, they can both cost 8, so you're playing your like Chimera Mons for free, if it makes sense. And then, when attacking, you may return 1 level 6 Digimon card in the Digimon's Devolution cards, whose owner's hands delete one of your opponent's suspended Digimon. Unsuspended Digimon with a play cost of 12 or less. Most level 6s are going to be a 10, 11, 12, 13. So, if we just say each one has 25%, has a 75% chance that you may have to smash something down for the fun of it. And that is why Zawert is really good. We've also got to remember, with the amount of Mega Fusions we're going to play, we can recur those back as well when we activate Lillithmon. So, let's jump into our last section here before we go to Player's Choice, and that is going to be the Tamers and Options. And those options and Tamers are 4 Jack Raids. We don't want to have to remember recur as much as we can here in this deck. We are playing 4 Lillithmons, which means we're probably going to see these at least like 16 times per one game. We're going to have 3 of the Takumi Eva, and that is because this is when you Digivolve a Digimon, you can draw a card, and then all turns, including your own, all level 3 Digimon gain when attacking lose more memory. So essentially this is the whole, some of those blocking Digimon can only attack if you spend memory. Same thing applies here. This will slow Rookie Rush down at least somewhat. And then for our final option card for this one, it's going to be a Mega Digimon Fusion. And that is, the next time one of your Digimon Digivolves from a level 6 to a level 7 this turn, reduce the memory cost of that Digimon by 6, so 0 cost. At the end of that turn, return the Digimon that Digivolved into this card to the bottom of the owner's deck, trashing all the Digivolution cards onto this Digimon. If we do this correctly, essentially, there will be nothing left. And that is the Tamers and their options for this deck. Now, there is a Player's Choice section here, and that is going to be these beautiful cards. As I said earlier, you can put Varmons here if you're not too happy, if you want more blockers, you don't really care for the jammers, that's great. If you're a bit worried about having the Meramons, even though they are a 1-cost Digimon, you can throw the Varmons on instead. If you prefer the extra 1000 DP over the 1 cost of the Devimon, throw these instead. Just remember, this deck will recur you out at least a couple, if not more than a couple, of your blockers, just so your board has some more presence than it would naturally have. Omnimon Zawert Defeat, very cheap to play. It's a security card essentially. You want to play it from the security, it goes into your field, you now have a 13k beat stick. If you Digivolve, you can destroy an opponent's Tamer, and then on deletion, delete one of your opponent's Digimon. Again, this could be a situation of like, I'm going to run into something, I'm going to like go 1 for 1, and then I'm going to take something else out with me. Or you hit the security, you get deleted, and then it's like, well, I guess I'm going to take the bigger thing out with me now. We have the Tai and the Matter in white, and this is because all of your turns, if your opponent has level 6 or higher Digimon in play, gain 2 memory. Now this is more of a back foot card. Yes, there are going to be times where you haven't got the card you want to get out early enough. Your opponent's been able to get out at level 6 very early. There are games in this channel where essentially I've got a War Greymon out on my first turn because my opponent's giving me a little bit too much memory. So I'm automatically in a situation where my level 6 is there. My opponent could have really done with something like this just to gain some memory on the next turn. And then your turns, all of your Digimon with Omnimon in get a security attack +1. Again, we're going to be running 4 Omnimons in this deck. This isn't a terrible tech choice card. Having the option to attack twice, well, security attack twice per turn is really good. And then finally we have Guilmon as a rookie here. This is just because it has more synergy with the Chaosmon and with the Chimeramon. It's a deletion by effect, so that is the Chimeramons, like, you know, delete something and we can destroy something, or this is Chaosmons, we can delete something, they have to delete something as well. You gain a memory gain is always really good in any deck, especially in purple. This is why I said Gazimon's a really good card right now. If you're going to have to go against the mirror match, you can put a Gazimon down early. A lot of this Guilmon plays will not have effect with them. And this is the purple Reign Supreme deck right now. So is this meta? About as close as you can get with purple, as this is the Lillithmon loop for BT5. It's pretty good. I've seen it run a few times. It does look very good. It gets better in the next set, so we'll see Lillithmon V2 in set 6, which I think is October, November time for us. That being said, guys, thanks for being here today. To get you swiftly out, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do and leave a like if you can. All the support helps us out here. We're going to be running 2 more decks tomorrow, which will be black if I get a chance to do it, and it'll be a black themed deck and a mathematically correct black deck, kind of. So we'll see you guys there tomorrow. So have a good day, peace out, we love you all, and keep playing Tamers. Goodbye.